Alright, welcome back to another video today on September 1st, start of new week. Started off pretty rough here today on GJ. Took 2 L's, opened up 2 positions on accident, was meant to only open up 1. So I lost double the risk I was willing to pretty much risk. But you know, the thing lagged and it opened up 2 positions. But anywho, it matters to make sure you don't spam that button. But let's go over the trade and why I took the trade. It was a losing trade, guys, but we can see it did play out way later in the day. But let's go right into it right away. So based off why I entered was simple. Based on the 15 minute, it was based off this candle right here. Let me show you guys this candle right here. So this candle ended up breaking the high. Now the reason why I decided to take it after it broke the high was simply because this candle right here was formed on the minute 15, minute 30, but also it just closed above the zone that I was interested in, and you know, show me that price broke the previous. So we closed above this resistance. It was very strong. We made a bottom wick. We broke the high. We executed a trade, and well, it did not play out as we thought would play out. As you know, not every trade will play out, but we do our best to manage the trade. So my stop loss was very much weird on this trade, if I'm being completely honest, because I'm not sure where my stop loss was. So I said I'm gonna give it about right under this once resistance, now potentially support. If it comes back there, then we won't start managing the trade there, but you know, if it comes back down to that zone, I think the entry was too late and we will have to wait for better entry at that point. So I ended up holding the trade a little longer than I wanted because I was going based off the minute. Now I don't recommend going based off the minute, but I really want to see how price action was forming on the lower time frames, since this was an execution on the minute 15. And as you know, you cannot manage a minute 15 trade on the hour. You can I think you can only manage on lower time frames, but that's my opinion. But I was just seeing what was price doing here on the minute time frame, not really being too too strict on this time frame because it's the minute time frame, guys. So anywho, we had this push to the upside. I actually was in the trade during this little push. I thought GJ was actually gonna continue at least to around this area. I removed my area of significance that I wanted to potentially get out the trade. Very close, but it is what it is. And I actually ended up closing 50% of both trades when price broke the low. I want to say it was on a minute 5. Let me see if I can find it for you guys, just because I didn't want to so at this point, when price broke this low of this candle with this bearish candle, I ended up closing 50%. So 50% was closed right here. Price came up. I should have potentially, could have, would have. It happened, and in the day I didn't, and I should have closed around the whole positions here, understanding that GJ had tested 3 times already, failed to close at least extremely bullish. To this next candle went up. This next candle broke the high, continuing to push, but ended up retracing. I think at this point when price was starting to retrace, I should have closed all the positions, just so I can get on a very small loser. But it is what it is. Price came down, ended up closing the trade around this area for around, I cannot remember, about a 4% loss. Remember, guys, I'm a very small account, so theoretically it would have only been a 2% loss, which I would have been okay with. I just opened up 2 positions on accident. So what should have been 2 would have been 2, and a day it's 4. So there's not really much I can do. I managed to trade. In my opinion, could have been better. Could have been a better entry, I think. And you know what? We take the trades that it is. Not every day is gonna be a winning trade, as long as we learn from this trade and move on forward and improve on our future trades. That's what is important. There's not really much to say. I thought it would play out. I think if I look look back at what price was doing, I think the best entry, in my personal opinion, after we created this support right here at 161, 75, we had a resistance created right here. I think if we were to replay this, right, I want to show a replay here. If I seen this and I was like, okay, well, we just created a a resistance here with this next candle coming down, and theoretically this would be the range. I think I could have this zone in mind, but also know that it's confluence with this area now that I'm looking at it, and get rid of this one for the time being, assuming there's going to be volume. And we could have moved this support down to this support that was created, and we could have simply created resistance right here once this candle goes bearish, showing us that it is in confluence with other areas on the chart. And the moment this next candle started showing signs to the upside right here, I think at this point we could have waited for a nice retracement and break the high, starts below the previous or wherever the candle is at that point, and anticipate price to at least clear out 10 pips at least. Price could boom right there be into our favor, and it would have been a clean trade, and then stops would only been 10 pips, so it would have been a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward, which would have been nice because the overall move would have just been to clear out this candle. Honestly, I think take 50% around this area where this black line is, and then overall trade would have been right around here. The moment we tap into, I think that would have been a better trade. But it is what it is, guys. We learn from our mistakes and we seek to improve, and that's it. But the analysis did play out. It did play out, and looking back at it, you see this area has more influence in this area than this area. We could see that price started ranging a little bit and then started pushing to the upside. But overall, guys, losing trading day today, and not much you can do about it. Just learn from your mistakes, seek where you could have potentially gotten in a better entry. You know what I mean? It's just not much. But overall, guys, trade smart, trade safe. Started the month off pretty rough, but it's just one day, guys. We're looking at this at a monthly standpoint, not a daily standpoint. So overall, good trade, and I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.